Yo, it's your boy Sir ErvinJWilliams coming to you with Sunday Spitters, presented by Real STL News each and every Sunday of this beautiful Black History Month. We're going to be interviewing some of the dopest poets, the dopest spoken word artists, the dopest hip hop artists all across the country. So come check us out, get cute, dress up, come to your living room. It's your boy Sir ErvinJWilliams coming to you with Sunday Spitters, presented by Real STL News each and every Sunday of this beautiful Black History Month. We're going to be interviewing some of the dopest poets, the dopest spoken word artists, the dopest hip hop artists all across the country. So come check us out, get cute, dress up, come to your living room. It's your boy Sir ErvinJWilliams coming to you with Sunday Spitters, presented by the followers. The bigger the guest, the bigger the invoice, the bigger the check. Man, let's just hit the damn subscribe button before you watch the video. Why do we have to beg you all to do this? I'll holler at y'all. Hope you enjoy the episode. If you do, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, share everything that's on this page, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.
Yeah.
What's up, Ervin?
All right, everybody, we want to welcome you all to the second episode of Sunday's third Sunday Spitter. And today we have some amazing guests in the building. I want you all to give it up for the one and only Queen Mocha Latte in the building, as well as the one and only Sir ErvinJWilliams and the amazing talented writer, poet, teacher, Happy Williams, and the artist, poet, teacher, Bobby Free. And we got one of the dopest spitters to come in St. Louis, one of the hosts of Legacy Books and Cafe. We want to give it up to Louis Confliction, everybody. I want everybody to tune in. Take this link, share it with your friends, share it with your mama. That's ErvinJWilliams, and you amazing talented writer, poet, teacher, Happy Williams, and we want to the artist, the good teacher of what we call Sarah's Sunday Spitters. Everybody, take the time right now and share your beautiful, share this information to your Facebook pages and your cousins and your uncles and your aunts and all them beautiful people. How you all doing there? What's up, Brandon? What's up, Morel? What's up, Shay? What's up, all the people that's tuning in with us right now? So I'm going to go through this right now, and I'm going to introduce some amazing people, and hopefully they can tell you a little bit about themselves, all right? So the first person I have up, I would be remiss not to give it up to one of the best hosts in the city of St. Louis. This woman started her own open mic show. Not only did she start her own open mic show, she's also a philanthropist. She's also by trade a social worker. She's also a writer. She's also a poet. She's also my dopest sister by another mother. I want you all to give it up for Queen Mocha Latte in the building. Yeah!
Who was talking about me?
The next person I want to introduce is one of the people who actually brought, and I'm going to give you credit for this because people don't give you credit for this, bruh. He actually revitalized Legacy Books Cafe. He actually revitalized that open mic. He actually revitalized poets coming out and spitting on every Friday night. He was there like clockwork. This brother would travel around the world, do shows, and come back and host at Legacy Books and Cafe. He's also a writer. He's also a poet. He's also a rapper, a lyricist, and a host. Give it up for the one and only, trying not to blush right now, Louis Confliction.
Woo! Hey, what's going on, family?
I know him since he was 18.
Making me sound all dope and stuff.
This young brother is kind of new to the scene. Well, he's new to us because we've been around forever because we dinosaurs. He's new to the scene. This young man is an artist. He's an educator. He's all those things. He haven't taken his microphone off of mute as of yet, but he gonna do it as soon as I tell him to. There you go. And I want to introduce you all to this young talented brother who's out here. He's actually on our national spoken word team for the city of St. Louis, and he's also a dope writer, an artist. If you check out the artwork in the back of him, that's all of his stuff right now. I want you all to give it up for Bobby Williams, aka
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. I know him.
I think I'm a little biased to
I
this
just met
person
him.
because we share the same face. This is my big sister. This is my first true love, my ace boom coon. I'm so happy, y'all. I want y'all to accept her and embrace her because she's finally stepping into her writer. She's finally stepping into her spiritual awakening. She's finally stepping into her purpose, and she's doing it unapologetically. I want you all to give Happy a round of applause. Yeah.
Jill, in the building,
Yeah.
in the building.
To everybody that's out there listening to us right now, I want you all to do me a favor. If you hear anything on this show today that you want to bless these particular our poets, if you want to bless them and you want to bless their cash apps, cash apps are up on the stage. Up on the screen, and make sure that you bless them and keep this show going. So, first question I have for everybody right now is, how are you doing right now? How are you doing? I'm gonna start that off with you, Mocha. How you doing, Mocha? Tell me about yourself. How you doing?
I'm gonna tell you, today I am doing well, but this past week it was rough. I went to a funeral repast, and I had a training all week. I learned a lot of things, and then I realized on Friday how blessed I was to be alive. Let me stop complaining. I said it was a rough week, but it's not a rough life.
Yeah.
I realized the week was rough, but my life is all right.
Yeah.
On YouTube, and they be like, I'm all right, I'm all right, I'm all right. So I'm all right today, and I feel good. So what's up, real?
That's what's up.
What's
That's
up?
what's
What's
up.
up?
That's beautiful.
What's up? And what about you, Mr. Lewis Confliction? How are you doing today?
Oh man, I am doing amazing. I woke up feeling blessed. I'm happy to be here, humbled to be here, and I am so excited to be here with you and Mocha, and specifically because all of the history, and it's just like looking at life evolve and watching things happen, man. It's a good day.
Right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yes,
And what
it
about
is.
you, Bobby?
Oh, I'm doing good. Living in gratitude.
Free. I'm sorry, Free.
Oh, no, you good. You good. Sometimes people mash it together. Sometimes people call me Bobby Free, and that's all right. But no, I'm feeling good. I feel great. I'm grateful for everyone that's in my life. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be up on this platform with each and every single one of you legends. Each and every single one of you are examples of Black history, and it's just beautiful to be able to be on here with y'all. So man, I'm full of love and joy right now. I'm good.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, buddy. And what about you, Miss Happy?
I am feeling awesome. I'm feeling amazing. I'm grateful to be here right now with such talented queens and kings, gods and goddesses, accepting the role I play out here when it comes to leading the forefront of a new Black history. So I'm just very, like I said, grateful to be at this pivotal moment in my life because, like I said, I actually feel like the God I am.
Hey.
Okay.
Yes.
So I shake to everybody out there who even listening and coming aboard just to get the love and show the love. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Let's do this.
All right. Well,
Thank
y'all
you,
gave
Ervin.
some fantastic information. So what I'm going to do, we just going to get into the interview. Like I said before, this is a conversation. This is Black History Month. Before we even get started, I want to make sure that I thank Real STL News for giving us this platform, well as shout out to Cameron for giving us this platform and actually our voices. Because here's the thing about it, and I tell everybody this. I'm actually located right now in Atlanta, Georgia, but I tell everybody this: no matter what stage I've been on, St. Louis have some of the dopest and the most talented people in our city. We just not getting those opportunities and that access to more. So that brings me to the first question to all of y'all. Anybody can jump in right now. What made you start writing as a poet? Tell me what made you start writing as a poet.
Go ahead if you want to go. I'll just because actually real quick, my brother was a huge inspiration as well as my trials and tribulations that I wasn't taught to speak to a psychiatrist about. So actually writing down my feelings, my thoughts, my pain, my anger, as well as my love and everything that I have went through thus far, it was more so like a huge outlet. So it's just ironic that to where I'm at now, well, actually being a holistic teacher, to where that is one of the programs that is actually offered to those who raise their vibrations, is to write out what you mean and actually speak it aloud so you can have those things released that is necessary that no longer serves you. So writing really helps me like release a lot of energy that is no longer of use.
Come on with it. All right. And then what about you, Lewis?
Oh man, I started writing. Actually, a lot of my writing could be attributed to Mocha Latte. Yeah, got
Wow.
lyrics.
Lyrics to the loo.
Got lyrics.
What's
Lyrics to
up?
the lube. Yeah, that was the first open mic that I had went to when I was 18, and just watching my elders perform and watching them utilize literature to express themselves, it was amazing. So yeah, like if it wasn't any Mocha Latte, I wouldn't exist.
Oh, that is
Wow,
awesome.
that's
That is
beautiful.
beautiful.
Man, that's
That is
powerful.
beautiful. What about you, Bobby?
Man, for me with writing, writing was definitely a way for me to release, especially when I was younger and I was depressed. But I always loved hip hop music. I always wanted to write my own bars, my own lyrics. So I try to express myself through that. And as time went on, I realized I really had a gift for words. And when I first touched the lyrical therapy stage, shout out to Richard Washington about 3 years ago, that's when I realized that, you know, I am a poet and I can do this. So that's why I write.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what about you, Queen Mocha Latte?
Well, for me, poetry was my first love at 16. I love to write. I've actually been writing since I was 6. I wrote a haiku about the lady slipper and I won an award. And I was like, wow, if I could do a haiku, I think I could do a poem. But it was all about love and all that type of stuff. So then later, poetry became a part of my life when I had to heal myself. It was cheaper than therapy and I didn't want to go to jail. So I started writing. And then I started my show because I felt like other people needed to hear this. And I wanted people to share and I wanted it to be therapy. And then there was people like Lewis, 18-year-old young Lewis, who came through the coffee shop. And it was amazing. And I got to give a shout out to MK Star because he brought his home. That started me off with people as well as my friends. Then later on, I met Sir Ervin and the rest of the crew. And I was like, that poetry is here. St. Louis, we have arrived. And so I get to give a shout out to all the people that came before me and all the people that support me. But poetry saved my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that you said that. That poetry saved our life. And I tell people this, I always implement this, and particularly to Black boys. You have to tell Black boys when they are writers, you all, intelligence is not an effeminate thing. They can be intelligent, they can be smart, they can communicate, they can do all of that. They don't just have to dribble a basketball or run a football. And poetry saved our life. Like I tell people all the time, I write poetry for me. If you happen to like it or you happen to love it, I am blessed. But this is my platform. This is my therapy. This is the reason I'm not jumping off a building, because God gave me the ability to be a writer and get that energy out of it. So even with that being said, you all, I have questions. Ding, ding, ding. Let's see. The first question I'm gonna throw at you all is okay. First question I'm gonna throw at anybody take. Matter of fact, nope, I'm gonna throw it at Free first. Free. All right. Who are some people who inspire you, not just necessarily to write, but just who inspire you, period?
Man, people who inspire me, period. First and foremost, I want to say my dad. My dad is where I get a lot of my writing creativity from. My mom also as well, like the music selections growing up, you know, listening to old school, like Al Green, even classical, some country, hearing the writing and that stuff really inspired me. Also, I want to say the local artists on the scene inspire me every time they touch the mic, because there are some amazing poets like Energy, Unlimited, like you, Sir Ervin, Lewis, Rich Washington, J Love, Sahara Sister Souls, MC. It's just so many people that put so much energy in me, man. And I just take that battery and I just turn it into something. So that's what it is.
Yeah, that's a good answer. What about you, Mocha?
Well, I would say my whole family, they're all really funny. I had a lot of stories from my family, and I'm a social worker. So my clients inspire me. And Oprah Winfrey, she's not a writer, but I love how Oprah helped the whole world and the community. And I just thought if I could be a little bit like Oprah, with, you know, and have me an open mic, a little bit different, that inspires me. I just like to help the people. And so writing helps me help the people, the energy that comes from these words.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What about you, Lewis?
My mother inspires me a lot. She's always been a big inspiration, to be honest. Like that, the tenacity in which she approaches life, it leads me to want to attack things harder, want to go further, want to, you know, put the pen to the paper a little bit more often. And also, really, I'm inspired a lot by the like the having the avenue to be able to speak creatively at all. Like just by having that platform and to be able to represent my brain creatively through communication with others, like that's really inspiring, because there's like a stigma that Black men like don't have feeling. And that, so I utilize my writing as a measure to be introspective and to reveal the inner workings of myself, and to show, hey, this is my vulnerability, this is me, this is who I am. And just the necessity for being organic with your expression and being true to yourself. That's what inspires me.
Absolutely beautiful answer, Louis. And what about you, Happy?
Well, for sure, I have a whole list of beings that definitely helps me. First, my children, of course. Me knowing that this is a generational gap between them when it comes to even just the knowledge at hand that I've came across. But most importantly, the people, the little people inspire me, the children, because I know that I make a huge difference in their lives daily. And so every time I speak to them, every time they come and show me a crystal, every time they come and show me something that they did of an inspiration that I have inspired them to do, it makes me feel as if my job is, you know, being done properly, as well as, you know, without any malice, knowing that I'm loving on the children to want to see them be better. So the children definitely first, because I know that is where the world is going. The youth is coming up with too many directions and avenues, and not enough productive avenues and directions. So I'm just grateful to be a part of children's lives so far, because education is extremely important, most important thing to me.
So you believe the children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
All the beauty.
Hey.
Sexual chocolate, everybody. Sexual chocolate.
That's no vocal training, guys. Now check this out. And I love everybody answer, and I love your answer, sis, because my thing is, when I talk about inspiration and people, you know, you always hear about these dynamic people like Harriet Tubman and Dr. Martin Luther King and Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X and Lena Horne and all these exceptional people, but things that inspire me, like I am so inspired by human existence and how we don't match anything in this on this earth.
Okay.
But yet we are here. So I'm inspired about that. And I tell people, like, you don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in my God. You don't have to believe in any of those things. But for me to be here in this time, in this space, I want people to hear this. Everybody that's out there, I want you to hear this. Something stopped at a particular time on a particular day to create you at this time and this moment. So never think that your life is insignificant. I have this quote that I always tell my students: no matter how small a pebble is, once you throw that pebble in the ocean, it is changed forever. It is changed forever. It is never the same. So don't think that your influence and your small contribution to the world isn't something that's huge, because that pebble can land on a fish, and that fish can fall on a snake, and that snake can eat that. Like, it's a whole butterfly effect around you.
Chain reaction.
Yes, indeed. So here's the question. Since it's Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day. Hey. February the 14th. Now, I don't even necessarily I personally don't really celebrate this holiday. You get what I'm saying? It ain't a big deal to me, but I understand how it is a big deal to other people. So I'm going to ask this question. I'm gonna go to you, Mocha, because I know you had some trials and tribulations and relationships and everything that started you to writing. So I want to ask you, what has love taught you?
Okay. So what love has taught me is to love myself first. That is, I don't care where you read it, I believe it. I found out that if I didn't love me, I couldn't love anybody else. Because self-love is very important. It's not selfish to love yourself. But if you don't know how to be loved, and you can't teach anybody else to love you, you have to reflect your energy outwards. So if you all upset and mad and you passing these generational curses down and trauma down to this man, that man, you're not being loving of yourself or anybody else. So love has taught me, love you first, then you can love anybody else.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely. What about you, Happy?
Love has definitely taught me balance. It done taught me how to understand beyond the outside surface of seeing love and literally go deep within and penetrate someone else's soul, because they're nothing, it's the same as really a mirror image of the being that you be with anyway. So a lot of things you see within yourself and that person you have picked, you have literally picked the same things within them. But the balancing of
That's
it.
a word. Say that again. Say that again. That's a word.
Actually, the people we pick is the image within ourselves, or the people that we actually pick and to be with. They are the same type of imagery. They're nothing but a mirror image. So we basically have to learn how to balance one another, though, because the deepest penetration about understanding anybody in any relationship is to literally allow them to be free to be themselves and actually balance that. Because if there's no communication, if it's constantly just bickering and arguing, there's no foundational principalities made, then it's constantly chaos. So balancing your emotions as well as theirs, and just kind of meeting in the middle, you know. So it didn't taught me how to balance life, career, and home. It's just taught me a lot when it comes to balance.
Absolutely. And what about you, Lewis?
Love has taught me that love isn't judgmental. That love isn't. Love has also taught me. There's a saying like love is patient and love is kind, and I think like those are two things that love has taught me greatly. How to be patient with individuals, how to be patient with myself, how to be kind to individuals in times where I don't feel like being kind to them, but that is what they deserve because I love them. And also times to be kind to myself when I don't feel like being kind to myself, but I know that I deserve it because I love me.
Yes, that's a good. That's a good answer. That's a word too.
Jesus.
What about you, Bobby? You the young, wise, hip one on this panel. Tell us,
Young sage, baby.
Tell us what these young millennials be thinking about.
Man, for me, when my own personal journey with love is that I learned about love is that it's unfair. Love is unfair because as the sister said, like it's really a mirror of yourself. That when you honestly love yourself, you can't escape it, right? That love, like gravity, transcends all dimensions, all time, all everything, and that when you start to harness the love that's within yourself and you start to pour that over to other people, that it's infectious. It's like light. You can't hide from it. You can try to run away from it, you can try to turn from it, but eventually it's gonna get in. And when it gets in, it feels good. And love has shown me that when you operate in that energy's currents, that energy always multiplies. That energy continues far beyond where we are, where we will ever be. And when you get on that love train, you can't get off of it. You really can't. You get hooked to it.
All right, come on, young man, come on through with the
That was some straight power right there.
I'm gonna tell you all one thing that I've learned about love, and I tell people this. I learned that love is bold, love is courageous, love is resilient, but love is not God. And people look at me when I say that, they go, "What do you mean?" I say, because love is too small of a word to describe the infinite of God. So I think it's an aspect that God uses, but I don't think it's God. God is too big to put. I think our human minds can only wrap that God is love because it sounds good, but God is so many other things other than that. But so it brings me to, so here come the time. So I know we're talking about love and everything like this, so y'all can pick whatever poem you want to hear. So I'm gonna charge two of these poets. You know what? We did ladies first, and ladies always going first. Nothing against y'all, ladies. We love y'all, but today I want to hear some brothers speak first. So I'm gonna call out Bobby first to do a piece, and then I'm gonna call out Lewis to do a piece. So everybody tune in because they about to spit that hot shh. All right. And I'm putting them on blast right now. So what you got for us? Look, he done drank this water, y'all. Get ready.
Got lyrics?
Right. We want to hear them.
Want to hear them.
Nothing loves you like a pit bull. especially the loyal ones whose hue is a cloud resting on snow. They are more than what meets the eye. The truth about dogs is white hands are always itching to pet them. They must say hi. They must feed them and make sure they're okay. They love to own them. Never hurt a dog. They lock football players up to defend them. They fight to push against the stereotypes. Historically, this breed is a result of two stronger ones mating. Built for speed, power, and aggression, you know, big head, red nose, short body, and muscles equal predator, but they see beyond that. I do too. Those jaws that lock also utter cries of affection. Those muscle brown frames are more than hard work in battles. Those eyes hold a soul, a light brighter than 3/5 of a person. Those teeth are not demonic fangs that bite. They can create a smile that is able to thaw the coldest of hearts. They let them into their homes and let their children play with them. The truth about dogs is they'll see them before they ever recognize me. Nothing loves you like a slave, especially house niggas. They're everything you think they are. The truth about niggas is white hands are always itching to kill them. They must gentrify. They must call 911 and make sure we are murdered. They love to hate us. Always hurt a nigga. The justice system will never defend us. We are all the same. Kinky hair, brown skin, full features, and strong back equals predator. Skin ranging from albino to the richest soil, built for speed, power, and resilience. I am Nat Turner's rebellion resurrected. I am Harriet's loaded gun. Now I pick locks instead of cotton because after 400 years of paying dues, my hands are open. Sam Cooke told me that change is going to come. I am the nightmare to your American dream. No matter how they look through privileged lenses, they see a slave, nigger, a black stain on whitewashed history. I am a human being that demands respect and protection. I unclench my jaw not to appear angry. I smile just enough of my teeth to not appear as fangs. I edit myself to fit in privileged paragraphs when I taught you to write. My brown body is more than death and destruction. My eyes hold a soul, a light brighter than 3/5 of a person. Without me, there is no America. But you love dogs more because you love to be masters. You teach them tricks for your amusement. You teach them to roll over, but I lay dead. You teach them to sit, but I can't take a knee. You teach them to speak, but silence me. You fight for them to live, but won't let me breathe. Dr. King said, the riot is the language of the unheard. So I guess our breath is a chant, and your eyes are as muted as your ears, because the next time there's an uprising, you see those buildings burning, just know this, the fire is the translation. That's that piece.
Yeah, come through. Come through. Did this man say you like to own dogs because you like to be master?
Okay.
I mean,
Say that, little boy.
I don't pick cotton no more. I pick locks.
You hear me? Yes. Come
free
on.
Bobby. Free Bobby.
Come on. That good piece. Good piece, Bobby. Good piece, Mr. Free.
Yes.
What about you, Mr. Lewis? What you got for us? Come on, come and spit some of that.
Oh man, one time for Bobby. One time for Bobby.
I'm gonna punch him in the stomach when I see him. That was dope.
Yeah, we got that.
Jordan,
salute.
Hold up, but let me get your let me Louis, you get your mind right. Let me shout out some people that's in the room and you get your mind right. I want to shout out Brandon Long, Twin, Mel Anderson, Justin Cole, James Blake, Alexander Bailey, Shaquila Calvin. That's my cousin. Rhonda Williams, Mel Anderson, that's my cousin. J.D. Eccles, Sanita Sanders, that's my cousin. Jen Dub, who has her own podcast. Who else is in here? Morel. I want to say this right. Is that Sultan Monster? I want to say that Cherie, aka Cherie, Donita. Let's see who else is here. Real STL News is in the building. Javon, and a whole host of people. I just want to shout out some people for being in the room and standing in the room with us. But now we got next up to the mic to spit that hot shit is Mr. Lewis Confliction.
All righty. Doom doom my hair, doom doom my hair, doom doom my hair, my hair, my hair. She said I love my hair, put nothing above my hair, so please don't touch my hair, my hair, my hair. She said, this is a crown, my hair. I'll never put it down, my hair. Keep your energy from around my hair, my hair, my hair. I like them when they silky, but I love them when they kinky. I'll say that one more time. I like them when they silky, but I love them when they kinky. I love them when she free to do nothing other than just be. Let her hair grow like the trees in the forest instead of bushes in front of porches, because those bushes are always so uptight. Bushes so clean cut that ain't no growth to be seen. Told her you can go ahead and keep on clipping off at them leaves and you'll never see the beauty that could be from growing naturally. And she is my mother nature eternally. Her skin sucks up the suns like flowers in May, and I'd watch her over the years and I'd see how she'd sway between loving herself and everyone else. And sometimes her crown projects what her heart protects. And I remember when the people came. Started to give her pieces of their brain, and then slowly everything started to change. They started to change her image, build skyscrapers to constrict her nature, to eventually she wanted to be like the buildings she would see. She wanted to mimic those straight lines she saw all over her world, never realizing that her vines were meant to twirl, twist, lock, and unfurl like life. You got to understand it's going to be some kinks in the road, but they necessary for growth. Sometimes you got to watch that vine unwind just so you can watch it wind again. That unwinding time will let you know there ain't no straight lines in nature. I understand that I love her. Any way that I could have her, I'd take her. I've been there through forest fires, chemical spills, and gentrification. I'm talking about hot combs and perms and weed integration. And let me say, I love it when she feels beautiful that way. I just wish she didn't have to. Love it when I can run my fingers through her scalp, free of tracks, feel those naps. As quiet as it's kept, real men like to kick it in the kitchen. Told you can tell that PCJ, good riddance. I don't give a damn if your perm got no lie. I love your crown as is, no lie, no phone. Hell, lock up, no comb. I don't see nothing wrong as long as my fingers can roam freely through your nature. Long as you can understand that your crown is one of greatness and honor, and I can't wait to put Borex and ball balls on my baby girls who got crowns just like they mama. I told her you can twist it, you can braid it, accessorize it, whatever. How let your sister get them curl patterns together, get you a toothbrush for them edges and a scarf for when the day ends. Learn to accept a little humidity and coconut oil as your best friend, and I'll be there to the end.
Okay.
Promise you with my pinky, because I like them when they're silky, but I love them when they kinky. And that's that piece.
Yeah.
Kinky.
I see you, baby.
Yeah.
When I tell you, I love
Love that poem.
I like when
writers. I love you
Yes.
all. So let me, I say this, and this is the second show I'm saying this. I just want to thank you all for what you do, because this is spiritual work, and there is no, and it is light work is not light. So I appreciate you all writing that and doing these pieces. That boy say, I like to chill in the kitchen.
Okay.
You know, that's one of my pieces. I be over here listening. Y'all don't know how much I be trying to say. You better say that shit. Like I be because we're on virtual, so I don't want to interrupt it.
Tell them what the kitchen mean for the babies who don't know what the kitchen means.
The kitchen is that part that the perm never can really get. Okay, you might heard of people like Pam on Martin. You know, she had the kitchen is in the back of the head. The little beaded beads, and I love the kitchen because the kitchen shows strength and it shows courage, and it's hot up in the kitchen. So we gonna stay in that kitchen. Now we gonna move this a little forward because I want to make sure that I am monopolizing our time correctly. So we just had that was free, and that was Lewis Confliction. If you all love what you hear, hit they cash apps. They up on the screen. We don't care if it's $1, it's a penny, it's a quarter, it's a nickel. All donations are accepted because they are not getting paid to be on this podcast right now. And I appreciate you all being here. So so this is a question I have for everyone. What advice would you give the younger you? What advice would you give yourself? If you can go back 20 years or 30 years for some of us, or 40 years from some of us, and tell the 9-year-old you something, what would you tell yourself?
Because I'm the oldest, let me go first.
Yes.
I would tell the younger me, do it afraid. You do not have to be ready. You just need to be willing.
Yeah.
Do it afraid. There's a lot of things that we do, and we do it afraid, and we work through it, and you grow through it as you go through it. So fear stops a lot of people. There's people right now watching and listening, wishing they could do this and that. Do it. First thing I do is start.
Facts.
Right.
Facts. I love that. That first step is the beginning of a journey. What about you? Right. What about you, Happy?
I definitely would say understand your power early on. I was always told I had a big mouth, loud voice. Tone your voice down. Now I understand that I was literally born with a voice of power to speak the things that I have that I actually teach right now. So I would just tell myself to actually speak up more, be unapologetic or be unashamed that the voice you have carries the power it does.
Yeah.
Because that intimidation is real, and it taught me to understand why it's intimidating, because of the power I do hold. So yeah, I would just tell myself, yeah, to actually use my voice, project it more.
Absolutely. What about you, Lewis?
I would tell myself it's okay to think the way that I think, and it's
Yes.
okay to feel and address my feelings with others.
Yes.
Coming up, we always, like, boys always told, like, you don't cry, you don't show your emotion, and you suffer in silence. Like,
Yeah.
I won't even just say black men. I think that's like a thing with black people in general. Like, we're taught at a very early age to suffer in silence. So I would tell my younger self, like, bro, that is total bullshit. That is some ploy to help you ignore the reality of what's really necessary in your world. And it's just, it's not the truth. It's not real. You need to be able to speak. Do not suffer in silence. There is no shame in acknowledging when you're not all right.
Okay, that's right.
There is no shame in that. And I think that's something that I would definitely instill in myself at a much earlier age.
Yeah. What about you, Bobby? If you can go back 2 years ago to 9 years old, what would you tell yourself?
Wow, you actually, that's a solid question. What I would tell myself is how you see yourself is real, that you are as big as you believe you are. Your imagination isn't lying to you.
Yeah.
And that because you are that big, you can give yourself permission to be that. You don't have to minimize yourself for nobody. You don't have to, clutch onto humility because that's what you're told to be. You can be as big as you are. And being as big as you are, you're going to give other people permission to do the same thing. That's what I would tell myself.
Absolutely. And see, all of you all you reminded me of this. One of my favorite quotes by Maya Angelou is that what people think about you isn't any of your business. It's none of your business. And if you live, my sister would tell you, my sister's been knowing me longer than anybody on this platform. Ervin has always been an original. I've always had this thing between my nose and my chin. They used to get me slapped in my mouth all the time. But I had refused at a very young age. I am not going to let anybody steal my voice or steal my power. Even if my mother used to tell us, I stand up for yourself, even if you look behind you and you standing by yourself. So I don't like confrontation, but I don't mind it when it comes to me. We going to get some stuff real clear quickly. And then we're gonna move from there. And it's okay for people not to like you. Like, that's okay. Everybody, in the immortal words of my grandma, who was a holier than thou Christian, stated, if she said people hated Jesus, baby, and Jesus stretched out his arm and died on the cross for them. So what make you think they gonna cater to a little old sheep like you? Now, no matter what your beliefs are, what she's saying is, if an innocent man, if a Dr. Martin Luther King can get killed for non-violence, what do you think they're going to do to you?
Right.
Let me put that in perspective for the people that's out there. All right, so let me move to the next question. Next question, I wrote them down because I didn't want to forget anything. Okay, so we're going to switch gears. We talked about love. We talked about what you could have told yourself. Now, growing up in the city of St. Louis, some of us are from St. Louis, some of us from Illinois, if I'm not mistaken, right, Bobby? Some of us are from Illinois. But what is it something like growing up in Illinois or East St. Louis or St. Louis, North Side, West Side, particularly some parts of the South Side? I'm going to ask you all this question, and I'm going to come to you last, sis, because we have to have a conversation. But have you ever experienced gun violence growing up in the city of St. Louis? Because the statistics are startling. So have you ever experienced direct gun violence growing up in St. Louis?
You mean like hearing it out your bedroom window? You mean
or somebody directly affected by it in your family?
Well, I was about to say, I grew up on Page and Walton and in the Bluemire.
Whoa.
So I heard gunshots. Like, actually, I didn't even know the gunshots, you weren't supposed to hear them until I went to college.
Yeah.
When I went to college, I couldn't sleep at night because I didn't hear any of them.
Yeah, I
couldn't get any sleep because I wasn't used to it. But I mean, we had a neighbor raise his hand and a bullet went straight to his hand. He just was waving to somebody. So, I mean, I remember when the Inglewood family Gangsta Bloods came and took over our neighborhood. So all I have ever known is gun violence. And I'm not saying that it's good, not glorifying it. I don't think any of that's good. I've lost
Right.
a lot of people to gun violence. So I'm
Right.
definitely no stranger to it. I actually feel like I have post-traumatic slave disorder.
Yeah.
You heard that? Post-traumatic slave disorder. Like that
Yeah.
goes way back. And then
Mhm.
so yes, gun violence, we need to do something. I see Jamila
Yes.
on here, and I'm always down with my sister. We got to get rid of this. Something has to happen. Something.
Yes. Got to.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, absolutely.
most
And
definitely.
that trauma that is inflicted in us, we have to recognize it and we have to do something with it. So I'm going to ask Bobby and Lewis this, and then I'm going to go to my sister. So Bobby, have you experienced direct gun violence growing up in Illinois and St. Louis?
Yeah, I have. Growing up in Alton, I mean, you definitely heard gunshots often. I had teammates that haven't even got out of high school murdered by other brothers that we walked the same halls with. I had a cousin of mine 3 years ago, Adam Williams, was a victim, was murdered, gun violence by the hand of another brother over an altercation that could have easily been resolved other ways. What I just simply want to say when it comes to gun violence is that our people are hurting in multiple ways. And some of us have a hard time learning how to cope, but know that there's safe spaces for you to learn how to. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go to the gun immediately. You don't have to start wagering lives immediately. There are other ways to solve this, you know, especially if you got a problem with somebody. Sometimes it might not even be a fight. It just maybe need to be a conversation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What about you, Lewis?
I think like growing up in inner city St. Louis, like it's kind of a normal thing. It's like expected. I remember being young and hearing the gunshots and like being so desensitized to it that like we would try to guess the caliber of the pistol that was being fired.
Wow.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Being like being like 7, 8 years old, and then my big cousin like, no, that's not a 22. That sounds like it might be a 30. Like,
Yeah.
but like before even realizing before even being afraid of what the possibility of the bullets could be in your direction, like already paying attention to how many shots were let off and where does it sound like it came from. Like that was just things that we would talk about just outside playing basketball on the street. You know what I'm saying? 4 shots go off. How many was it? It was 4. What did it sound like? That was a 4-5 right there. No, it wasn't. That was a 4. Like,
yeah.
And it's like,
come on, let's keep playing.
And that's really how it happened. Like you become desensitized to it all after a while, and it's like I've lost so many people to gun violence, like family members and friends, that it's like you almost get numb to it. Like like Mocha was saying, like I felt awkward when I got to a neighborhood and I didn't hear gunshots, and like it was a whole different world basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right, it's to the point where people be on Facebook like, now that one right there, that got me. You ever seen somebody do that?
Yeah.
They'll be like, that one right there,
that one got me. It hit me.
Like,
yeah.
they all should have cut them all.
Exactly.
But
and then that game is still being played too. That's a game. That is a game in all urban neighborhoods all around the world right now. Is what gun are they shooting?
Yep. Yes. I remember this, sis, and it's crazy what I'm about to say because I can't believe people taught us this. People in our neighborhood taught us how to take bullets, right? Discarded bullets on the ground and take a brick and hit it on the back of the bullet to set the bullet off.
To set the bullet off. To set the bullet off.
To make the bullet shoot.
Yeah. Without actually using a gun or a trigger. Yeah.
Smashing it.
Yep. You don't smash, you gotta throw it.
No, you gotta throw it.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
That's saying that we know that. But
did it hit anybody? Like, what did it do? Gunpowder?
It just pop off like a gunshot.
Just like
I know y'all didn't play pop out with no real.
Yeah. We grew up so my sister and I, we grew up in a neighborhood. It's called College Hill right now. It's the only part of the city of St. Louis that they're not gentrifying anytime soon. If you know, if you know. If you don't, you don't. That's College, Blair, Linton, Condi, Adelaide, all over DeSoto, all in that area, Prairie, Gano, John, all that area. It was
Walnut Park? Oh no, you said College.
No, it's called College Hill now. It's over
there. West Florissant,
the White Tower neighborhood.
Yeah.
And sis, I don't know how deep we want to go into this because I don't feel like getting emotional, but I will let you tell your story if you want to.
Well, I definitely been hit by gun violence personally twice. First incident, I got shot in my leg, and the second incident, years in life, actually 96. My son literally was in my arms, and I got shot in my neck, and I got shot in my leg again. Due to the gangs, violence, in the neighborhood where I was raised, DeSoto and Blair, Linton, 20th College. It was heavy trafficking of drugs, heavy trafficking of gang members, heavy trafficking of guns, ride-bys, drive-bys, you name it. And it personally affected me and my family because, you know, for 2 hours, they told my peoples that I actually was deceased. So violence in the neighborhoods have not only literally grown beyond our control, it literally has, it's like they giving these children these guns. And like I tell people all the time, it's just lack of information, because last time I checked, don't nobody of my color, of my hue, own any planes or own any type of political power to dump all these guns over in our neighborhoods. So it's more so about educating our children, because I do believe in bearing arms for protection. What I don't believe is how our children are getting a hold to these guns, and how things are not being taught to them properly. They're literally learning through social media and music to get their point across. So it affected me. I have dealt with it. I'm still dealing with it because of the trauma behind it. I'm definitely legal. I promote actually being legal, because like I said, it's nothing wrong with protecting yourself. These things we didn't have to worry about back then while we was growing up. It's to actually have I had a 12-year-old, not to get off subject, but I just took a 12-year-old gun out of a 12-year-old hand literally 2 months ago. So my house is a safe haven for these babies, and it's like, it's getting out of control. So my advice to those is, if you want to protect yourself, just honestly do it in a more positive manner. Teach your children, sit down, watch these videos, show things of our heritage, to where we show that we were never savage beasts that they continue to try to put us in this box. We have always been a people of empathy. We have always been a people of love. So every time we see these things that's happening right around us, we do have the power to literally stop it. It just takes more of that village instead of the individuality that we keep pushing off and blaming someone else, when we can literally take back and hold our babies and give them an opportunity to do things right.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. That's so true. Like, I was sitting here and I forgot. And when you said that, it just almost brought me to tears, because they told us, they said, your sister's been shot in the neck and she's dead. That's what we were told. And just my caveat to that story, that pushed me into gun violence. Let me say this. People always see your glory. They do not know your story. You get what I'm saying? All of us on this panel looking like well-to-do, great politically activated African Americans who speak well and can conduct interviews, but to be Black and to be semi-conscious in America is to always be enraged. That's James Baldwin, and that's the truth. So I appreciate you all sharing your stories. I'm gonna do this, and then we're going to go into a poem. We're going to go to a poem first, and then because I'm a solution-based type of host, I want you all to start thinking about solutions that we can come to help solve this problem. I know Marty Casey, if she's out there listening, she has an Ungun Us campaign where she's actually have an entire organization about ungunning and learning how to use communication to actually stop some of these violent deaths that's happening. I want to shout out Dana Kelly, Jasmine Mitchell, Luciana Mosley, Jay Carter.
My cousin, Shawnee.
They on the building. Ariel, my niece, they in the building. So I just want to shout y'all.
Hey, babe, butter.
But so
hey,
happy,
baby, hey, Jazz.
Happy. This is gonna be your first time spitting on a platform like this. So give us something you got. Let's see what you got, sis.
Okay. This is called Inherited Thoughts. THOTHS, because the word black gets so much backdraft. Even though I know openly that it has no power, but in all honesty, spiritually, it holds all the power. So even though we have been bamboozled with the thought process of not understanding the word itself, black, just know first what the color means. Black itself reflects supreme balance. Black, from blackness comes light. From chaos comes order. We will be that darkness. We will be that blackness. So my poem is called Inherited Thoughts, TOHTS, and I hope you all like it. First, honor and acknowledgement to the divine black primordial immortality. And the inorganic being made it a total incompetent mockery. Extreme using and abuse for our destruction. Investments in chaotic catastrophe. Naturally taken away from our divine teachings of our anatomy. Where do black primordials sit on the 7 chairs of power? Now you may see black representatives, but a lot of us see false prophets. Giving you the illusion all chains are loose when strategically have kept our original truth in a noose. Enough unwanted distraction. Open up now and let divine law be your conscience. Resparking your divine blackness deep down within, because you are that darkness, that abyss, that primordial existence. You are ancestral truth, gods and goddesses. You are the truth born from pure acknowledgement. Here is your know thyself inauguration. Now knowing that kinky head word black created all nations. Thank you.
Let me tell you how much facts is in that. That kinky word black created all nations. Like, if you don't know that you come, let me tell you, Americans and my people in Barbados and all you beautifully well-educated, woke African-American Christian Muslims, if you don't know that everything began with black, that is your first downfall. Everything started black, everything. And you are the survival of the Middle Passage, of the Holocaust, of the insurrections, of civil rights movements, of racism, of people stealing your ideas and your identity. You have survived that. You are the stock of all of that.
You are the reason for existence. You are
Without
the reason. You, there is no existence.
When you walk through the door, you're walking through the door with 10 million people behind you.
Okay.
Understand what kind of power you walking through the door with.
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes.
No, I'm just saying.
Did you say bam? Bam.
I do. I'm a zoomer. I be like, I'm coming at you.
Thank you, Happy, for that piece. That was dope. And I heard you. Y'all see state representatives. We see false prophets. That's a word. That's Bible. Yo. So, Mocha Latte, what you got for us today?
You know what? At first, I was gonna do love. I'll do that a little later. I'm not feeling love, so this is what I'm feeling. Allow me to speak.
Okay.
I believe I was born to be a teacher, a preacher, better yet, a motivational speaker. I'm going to ask you to please listen closely to the words that are coming through these speakers. As you hear the words that flow off the lips of this speaker, my words will definitely teach you, and I hope it reaches you. As I use parables to paraphrase the life that I live on a daily basis. Although I only gave birth to one child, I have love for all children of all races. They are our futures. And sometimes I move at this fast pace and I have to tell myself, slow down. I'm not in a race. But I'm in God's good grace. I'm faced with this paper chase. And it's not always my favor. It's not always in my favor. You see, I'm here to serve, but I'm not a savior. Okay? I hope that I can give somebody some food for thought. So I thought I'd share this. I work for pennies, but I help many. I've seen stories that would surprise your eyes and open wide your ears, providing coping skills to deal with other people's fears. Imagine being cold and told that there's no electric or no heat. And as a little child, you're hungry with no food to eat. I think moms stealing electric from an orange cord that runs to their window to the neighbors next door. I've seen that. Clients that are homeless and clueless with no stability, so they gravitate to anyone who's willing to shelter the free. I've seen people with Section 8 vouchers that didn't even mean a thing because the slumlord won't fix it. And the voucher expires in 3 more days, and the landlord said, forget it, you're going to be evicted anyway. See, these are facts, and I've seen all of that. And what I've learned about poverty is that it sees no color, it sees no race, it sees no creed, and neither does COVID-19. Poverty treats the impoverished equally. I'm a little girl who lived in the projects, and now I'm working on several projects. And indirectly, I felt like I was on Obama's campaign. And it's not too late to be down with change. So we have to elect more progressive women to rearrange some of these politics. And it seems to be strange. And I know if y'all can feel my pain, or if you can feel what I'm saying, we need to help more Democrats get elected. The ones that are trying to help us working people, the ones that help the poor who aren't working anymore. I want to be a part of a community where we're all coming together, spreading love and unity. I want to be a part of a community where it's not just the common phrase that we say on Martin Luther King Day. I want us to stop the violence and stop being silent. I want us to be a part of a city where brothers and sisters lend a helping hand, even if they're not getting paid. I want them to do this because they're tired. They're tired of us getting played. So today, if you're feeling the same type of way and you got love in your heart on this Valentine's Day, I want you to turn to your neighbor, whoever's right next to you, and tell them I love you. I want you to know that love, it don't cost a thing, but it heals better than any pill. It empowers the soul. Yes, yes, it will. I know that love is true. And to truly bring unity to this community, we must uplift, encourage, and praise, and try to catch people doing something right. And always, instead of always dwelling on what they're doing wrong. Once peace begins to live within, you'll sing a different song. You'll be able to do better. And even though the charity starts at home, you need to stop overlooking the homeless and stop hating so much. Let's hate less. You will begin to progress. And I hope that you all can feel me. And I hope that you can feel how hard I'm trying to stress this message. Planting and nurturing seeds in our community will create unity. And I've seen all these problems, but I want to be down with the solution. I need to help with diluting the pollution. I'm stepping out on faith. I'm looking for a good team, calling for the formal revolution. I'm trying to be the best advocate I can be in my community, but I know that change won't just occur with me, and it won't occur overnight. I'm going to continue this good fight, but guess what? It's going to take more than me.
That's that piece.
Yeah.
Come through, Mocha. Come through.
Love
Let me tell you that.
Yeah, that was tight. Need to say that now.
I make pennies, but I help save minis. It just remind me. First of all, let's just shout out Black women in general. Like, as amazing as they are, how many times they have saved us as a nation, as a people. I don't think Black women get enough credit. I was watching Cicely Tyson a few years ago. Shout out and to the honorable Cicely Tyson.
Right.
Salute, Tyson.
Salute, goddess. Yes.
But she said, she was talking to Gayle King, and she said, you understand the ladder. And she said, you understand the pecking order of the ladder, right? And Gayle King said, no, explain that to me. She said, on this ladder, you have white men, white women, Black men, and at the bottom, you have Black women hanging on to the ladder like this, right? She's saying and the Black woman's looking up at all of these people because they're standing on her hands. But her strength comes from being able to hold on anyway, knowing that she might never make it to the top of that ladder. That is Black women in a nutshell. Everybody has trodden, written on your back, copy you, steal your beauty, do all of these things.
Buddy.
And they're at the top of the ladder while you hold on, praying that you don't fall off. So I just want to put that out there. Thank you, Black women, for what you do. Thank you, Black men, for what you do. Thank you, Black people, for what you do, because y'all biggity, biggity Black and biggity, biggity dope. And I just want to shout out to Jeanette, Mel, Jasmine, who else just hopped on here? Somebody else just hopped in. DeMarco, I want to shout them out. So now, like I said before, I'm a solution-based person. So how do you use your art? Listen, how do you use your art? I'm gonna start with Bobby because Bobby got the art behind him. Everyone who's looking at these brilliant paintings of Bobby behind him. Oh, my bad, let me go back. If you like Happy or Queen Mocha Latte's poem, make sure you hit their Cash App with some beautiful donations. We will appreciate it. But Bobby, how are you using your art to affect change and help liberate Black people and people, period? How do you use your art to help that move along?
So what I do with my poetry is I write pieces that are about introspection, about my personal healing and my growth journey. And also I write in a way that inspires people to think and see value within themselves. When it comes to my painting, I do my best to highlight people, Black people who have accomplished many things, because a lot of the times we hear about the Martin Luther Kings, we hear about the Malcolm X's, the Maya Angelou's, but very rarely do we hear about the Bahamadia who are still living, who has done
show that Bahamadia pain. Don't show half that pain, show the pain.
I'm gonna show the pain. It is Bahamadia, one of the premier female lyricists in the beginning of hip hop really getting this commercialization. You hear Rhapsody nowadays, but Bahamadia was the one who really started that cloth. You know what I'm saying? You talk about the Queen Latifahs, the Moni Loves, you know what I'm saying? That's that same cloth right there. And then also we got Tupac in the back. A lot of people know Tupac, a lot of people are aware of Tupac, but Tupac was a strong example of what it is to not only love yourself, but love your people fearlessly, and to recognize that we are multifaceted and we can have our growth and healing journey even with big platforms. And that's what I aim to do with the art, is to show people that number one, you beautiful, number two, you powerful, and number three, just because you've seen many different roads paved, it don't necessarily mean your road is insignificant. That's what it is.
Absolutely, and that's powerful. And listen, everybody, Bobby paintings are for sale. I don't think he explained that Tupac. Those are, and if you look in the back of that Tupac painting, it is two different Tupacs. It's the beginning of Tupac and the end of Tupac, and he took both faces and combined each other. So that painting has
wow, that's dope.
That painting has an entire story to it. So let's see, Lewis, how are you using your platform and your art to help move the narrative along?
I think ultimately the way that I help the narrative or move the platform along is just speaking organically and honestly from my point of view. Like really just representing myself as a Black man, my thoughts and how things translate to me. And kind of taking some of those things that are hard to put into words and encompassing them for other people. You know, there are poems that I've written that was personal about myself that people would stop me and say they really identified with, they're going through the same thing, and that they wouldn't have been able to address some of those issues had I not had the courage to do it first, or to be vulnerable first. So I think in just being organically myself and being vulnerable and being open, being honest, being organic, I think that's the best way that I move the culture forward.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. What about you, Happy?
So for me working with the youth, and I'm a holistic teacher. So what I do is teach people. I teach people how to understand ancient and ancestral lineage through cosmology, astronomy, biochemistry, all the walks of like an alchemist goes through, actually turning your lead-based thinking into a gold mine-based thinking, raising your vibrations from this this animalistic lifestyle or this animalistic thinking into your God space thinking. So I use this with a whole entourage of enlightenment tools like Reiki, Tai Chi, Pranayama, herbology, also crystal healing. I do orbit cleansing. I also make weekly schedules, actually surrounded around astrology itself. I have a whole list of things that I do. I make personal energy teas. For those who don't know, energy is everything. So I make these type of shirts, handmade, drawn by me personally. When it comes to actually Adinkra codes, different ancient symbols, to actually bring out that vibration within you and to raise your vibration as a whole. So I'm very intrigued on helping people understand levels of enlightenment when it comes to this electromagnetic field, which is the body. And I'm just really speaking my truth and understanding that the truth has been kept from us too long, to where now it's out and I'm ready to present it.
Absolutely. And we need that. We need that. We have to choose our words wisely publicly too, because we already know we have to send the spirit of protection out. And once again, I want to shout out Marty Casey. I don't know if you was in here earlier. Marty Casey has a brilliant program called the Ungun Program, where she's teaching people how to solve problems without using gun, without using violence, and how to use the arts to manifest that energy and that positive energy out there. So make sure you get at Marty Casey. And Tara, we see you in the building. Tara, my other sister from another mother. Thank you all for tuning in. We really appreciate that. What about you, Mocha? Mocha, what about you?
So for 10 years, I had God Lyrics to open mic, which will be coming back soon. I'm not going to tell you a date, but just know I've been working on it. I'm trying to think if I'm going to do it virtually or in person or both, but I have some ideas and I've been meeting with people. So that will be coming back. But also as a social worker, I meet with my clients individually on Zoom. Several of them spit poetry to me. I've performed at different group homes, and I write poetry for funerals and repasses, and and also I've used my influence in being a poet to have this big, platform. So I advertise for poets and singers and anybody. You can follow me at Queen Mocha Latte on Instagram.
That's right.
Businesses, I've helped over 500 Black businesses. And
say that again. How many Black businesses have you helped?
Over 500. I heard it.
And I have accumulated 47,000.9 followers, and I ain't never bought one. So these are real.
Say that again, because there's a lot of people out here buying followers.
9,000 followers. I've never bought one.
They say
and at least 90, I think 97% of them are from St. Louis. So it's a lot of people. So I use my platform in all ways, and everywhere I'm at, I'm going to speak and I'm going to teach. I'm going to reach. So follow me, and I'm going to help you. You need my help? Let me know.
And here's the thing about it, and I love that. I love that because I have to tell a personal story about Mocha. I can tell personal stories about my sister. That's my sister every day. But Mocha is one of those people. What you see is what you get. When I tell you Mocha has your back, Mocha has cashed out me $50 because Mocha knew when I was down and I had too much pride to ask for it. It's all kind of stuff we can go into. And like what people don't understand with this poetry community and this poetry family, and this is something that I'm kind of upset with, that the younger poets don't necessarily have that. We're like this. We call each other sis. We call each other brother. We both, and not to put any of our business out there, but we both have gone through things and showed up when other people did not show up. You understand what I'm saying? So to have those kind of people in your corner pushing that great energy forward, I just want to thank y'all for what you do, because you don't have to do it. Hey, my aunt in the building. Hold up. My aunt, my favorite aunt, my mama's sister, my mama's little sister, Teresa Anderson in the building. I would be remiss not to shout out my beautiful auntie. And we like just having that community and that base. I want us to get back to that in St. Louis because it's so much love to give. Like take the personal out of it, take the hard feelings, take the past out of it, forgive each other. You ain't necessarily got to deal with everybody, but forgive each other and move forward because you are doing light work. And when it become a division in the poetry community, it become a division in St. Louis in the arts, because poetry cross over to everything. Music, comedy, venues, open mics, we're everywhere. Lyrics. You understand what I'm saying? So we are the thermostats in the event entertainment world in St. Louis. We have the ability to change the temperature in St. Louis. I want us to understand.
Let's make it hot.
You get what I'm saying?
I learned, Ervin, over the pandemic, I learned from Bruce Perry talking about regulating ourselves like a thermostat. But also, I want you all to know, poets, I pay my features.
Yeah, yes, you do. Yes,
I don't play no games with that. You come, I'm making money, you making money. Like Death Row. Come on over here if you want a promoter and a host to pay you when you perform. Come on over here to God Lyrics.
And check this out. Check this out. Not only does she pay you, you are doing the show of one of the #1 promoters in the city of St. Louis. So if you weren't getting paid, the look that you're about to get at her event is going to be amazing. Mocha not only pay you, she making sure she walked the bucket around personally, and she forced people to put money into that bucket. She be like, look here, cuz I got this bucket. You don't put nothing in it.
Sound like you, baby.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna make sure people get these features paid. So I'm gonna ask this final question, and then we're gonna do a round robin. So everybody get your second poem together. We're gonna go male, woman, and that's how we're gonna do it. But I want to ask this question. I don't like necessarily asking this question, but I want to know from you personally, when your time comes to become an ancestor, all right? What is it that you want this world to remember about you at this time, at this point of your life? I'm going to stick it to Happy first, and then I'm going to go to Bobby, and then I'm going to Mocha. Did we lose Lewis?
I think we lost Lewis for a minute.
Oh, my sister January in the building. Shout out to Tisha. I was going to go into a story about you, but I didn't want to start crying, sis. And what's up, Tyrone? I appreciate it. Thank y'all. But what about you, Bobby? What do you want the world to remember about you?
What I want the world to remember about me is that I gave everything I had. I gave everything I had in regards to the love that I carry, in regards of the art that I created, and that through that love, I attacked everything with gratitude and excellence. Gratitude and excellence. And that's what I want the world to remember about me. And that I also want them to know that because I did it, you can too.
That's right.
And what about you, Happy?
Definitely that all the work that I have done and all the work that I do is done righteously without any malice and truly coming from an unconditional pure heart. So that's what I would be known by. Things done honestly without any malice.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And what about you, Mocha?
I want the world to know that I was always empathetic and that I'm the type of person that will create an opportunity for you. I will carry people on. What do I say? I carry my ancestors on my shoulders.
That's right.
And carry that load. And I've done things that you don't have to do. I have broken through barriers so that people behind me that I've lifted up, they don't have to do those things. It's a little bit easier. And all I want you to do is believe in yourself. So always remember that I got your back even when you don't even know it. I'm like a sponsor. A sponsor to me is a person who's going to look out for you and mention your name in the room when you're not around.
That part, Mocha. And that's what I wanted to say about you. Mocha, myself, Christy, and his other hostess out there. We are the most gracious hosts you will ever meet. We understand there is enough money on the table for everybody. We understand that if it's a room and Mocha can't do a job, Mocha will say, Ervin, I got this job over here. I can't do it. Here go a hosting job for you. And just to have those kind of people, let me tell you this. We're not intimidated by anybody's talent in the room because just like God gave you your talent, he gave us our talent. We may not have that. I may not have the ability to paint Bahamadia, but I have the ability to speak and to write. So that's my gifts, and I work within those gifts. And I'm thankful that God gave you your gifts. Am I making any sense? Yes. And we have to get more people in the community like that that's not threatened by people's talent. Let me go on a tangent.
Right.
So many times, I have not been in rooms when it was time to write checks, and people purposely kept my name out of rooms. I vowed as a person, as an educator, I would never do that to a student, and I would never do that to anybody that I know and love. We have to listen. Everything's not meant for you. You understand what we're saying? What's meant for you, you will get it. So what's meant for me is meant for me. But to subconsciously dismiss someone, oh, woe to thee who touch a child. That's all I have to say.
When the college wrote me a check, I made sure I split that check with all the
everybody that was on that show.
Colleges out of town called me and 16 boys got on the road. Boom. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Stop being selfish. People be out here being selfish. You don't
anyway. The more you
go to some shows and it's like the host do 38 poems and 25 poets on stage. Like, no, get them poets up. And let me say this. Let me say this because I'm gonna have some Chicago people on here next week, and I'm gonna talk about them too because I gotta give this prerequisite to them so they know what they coming into. I was at a show in Chicago, right? Now y'all know when people come to St. Louis, for people that's never been on the poetry scene, we show love to people that's from out of town. We will erase a list because we've heard St. Louis poets before. Okay, we know what we're gonna do. We know our poets. We will erase a list to put people who've never been on our stage on the stage. Do you know I set up the show for 3 hours? 4 hours? It's the end of the show. Bro came by and say, man, I forgot that you was even here. It was only about 20 people at the show.
Yeah. Go all the way up there.
And I talked about them that whole weekend. Every stage I stepped, y'all know I'm ignorant. Every stage I stepped on, I say, we don't do this in St. Louis. So next time I come up here, do know y'all better move somebody off this microphone to bring whoever we bringing in the building, because St. Louis gonna set it off wherever we go. All right. So I'm gonna do this round robin. We're gonna go in this order. It's gonna be Happy, Bobby, Mocha, then I'm gonna end it, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about where people can find you, how they can get your products. Happy sell jewelry. We have art, we have the promoter. We want to make sure that people can find you on social media, and hit them cash apps, y'all. If you hear something you like, if you hear something you don't like, hit those cash apps. You hear me? So we're gonna start with you, Happy, in the round robin. When you're done, just let us know you done, and we're gonna kick it off. Y'all ready?
I'm ready. I'm gonna start off with a quote from Soul to Keep. Who walks the path alone to save his soul may keep the path, but will not reach the goal. Who walks the path of love may wander forward, but God will bring him where the blessed are. My poem is called New Love, N-U-L-O-V-E. So it says, love is forever present. Honestly, your conscious universal essence. The love our ancestors knew in you, it took eons to give these type of messages. The anger our queens and kings suffered from their oppression brought a new N-E-W love connection, except it was in the wrong direction. Reassembling love unknowingly made us incomplete. Manifesting self-destruction became our new N-E-W heartbeat. Down spiraling our physiology, adding insult to injury, hijacked the chemical composites of our mind with foolish diversions of their idiotic ideologies. See, our divine love for self runs beyond deep. But how would you know that when in this reality, your righteous souls have been asleep? That's it.
Wake up, wake up.
Wake up.
Wake them up.
Thank y'all.
Yes,
Yeah, come through, Happy.
I'm happy.
All right, Bobby.
Thank y'all. That's what's up.
Question. Did you know that depression and anxiety looks different for a Black boy? From the womb.
Y'all need to listen.
We start our traumatic journey. When you don't understand our behavior, you just diagnose it. What you tried to name is our hyper protest to the trauma we can't talk about. So we laugh and joke our depression under our smiles, only to cry alone in the dark, silently breaking from the weight of expectation, crushing our backs. Black boy, be tough. Black boy, don't cry. Black boy, be a punching bag until it's time to knock a nigga out. Black boy, be a man. We expect you to lead this family. Now dunk like LeBron, catch like Julio, write like Martin, and speak like Malcolm. Black boy, stop crying. Black boy, be tough. Black boy, be a diamond, because we are pressuring you. Pick 3. Prison casket or nothing. It's depressing to be held in a prison of expectation, for burn your emotions in a casket of numbness, for not keeping everyone's hope alive. You rub your hands together, hoping to press life into the chest of their dead ambitions. But how was a boy supposed to take care of adults who have yet to grow up? Yet to see that a child's job is to be young, wild, and free, not some get out of the hood scheme. That's why they teach us to be hard, to feel nothing, to grow concrete over our skin, forge iron around our hearts, and weld our tear ducts shut. Baldwin said, to be Black and conscious in America is to constantly be in a state of rage. And we're constantly looking over our shoulders, and we're constantly seizing up because red and blue lights dancing over sirens is triggering, constantly in fight or flight. Anxiety is our best friend, and depression is the ex we always go back to. So I fight because running is for the weak. I fight for my respect. I fight to be heard. I fight for my confessions not to be thrown in my face. I fight to get out of bed, to admit that I'm not okay, to admit that I need you. Now I'm fighting to tell you that I'm tired of fighting. So I run, hoping to find a safe space where I don't have to run anymore. A place where my tears are as valuable as LeBron's dunk, Julio's catch, Martin's writings, and Malcolm's speeches. You know, a place where someone can tell me, hey, black boy, heal. That's that piece.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
that was amazing.
Yes.
Free Bobby, free
Straight
Bobby.
up.
Yes.
Bobby, I got a piece that I want you to like act out, and I want Ervin to direct it. I wrote a piece. I ain't gonna do that right now, but I'm gonna talk to you about it.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Okay.
It's a little short play. It remind me of what you were just talking about. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So me, I'm gonna try to do something in my Kale's voice. You know, Dana. So Dana would always come to the open mic. She'd have her poem in her back pocket, and I'd be like, "Girl, what's in your back pocket?" She'll pull out a little paper with her soft, cute voice, and then she'd fill them. I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah.
So this is like just a little small kind of love poem a little bit. It's called Do Me. I long for him, the man who makes me realize why I didn't work with other guys, the man who takes my hand and I'm willing to let him lead. I want to follow. He's not aggressive. He's not even controlling, but I trust him and I believe that he's the one for me. Too good to be true type shit, like something that's make believe, but I'm ready for him. I'm ready for him to lead. I want this life, even if it seems like something I never seen, maybe something from a movie. I want to hear words like, come get lost with me. And I want to be in so much awe with him, but it sounds like he's saying, moving my loft with me. I smile because I'm happy. I smile not because I'm in disbelief, but a man that makes me feel like he is ready. I'm ready for him to play that part. I'm ready. And I know that it's already been written, and it's probably like a script. And maybe I can keep calm, and maybe I can do me, but I'm ready to receive this invitation like a casting call. I'm telling y'all. I long for a guy who has sound judgment skills. He doesn't make me feel that my wrongs are right or my rights are wrong. He doesn't really judge. He supports me and he stands right here next to me, watching me make new and better decisions, or how to right my wrongs. I want him to support me, even if it don't even seem like it's right. I just want him to be right there, kind of dark brown or maybe caramel, but keep him in my sight. And when I close my eyes, I see him. I feel like I can feel his spirit. He's right there and I can hear it. You know, he's not my normal type, but I'm done with types because all types have done was got me typos. I had to write them out, write them out my life. You hear me? I had to write them out or write them out of my life. I want a man whose issues fit my issues like a piece of a puzzle. Once we put it together, we'll be complete. Far from protection. I mean, far from perfection, but he is my protection. I know that he'll protect me without me ever asking him. I can feel his energy. He'll be able to supply all my needs. I don't know where thy art to be, but I promise he's going to be there for me, and I'm going to be there for him. We're going to be our own judge and jury in this real life, trials and tribulations. As long as we keep God first, we're going to be all right. I long for a man who makes me believe in love, makes me believe that it's worth showing up, makes me believe that showing and growing can be effortlessly. I'll never go looking, even if I'm at Home Depot every day, weekly, I'm still not looking. I might write my plan down, I'm never giving up. I know he's out there for me. I know God got this man, he already got the plan. So I have faith. And until then, I'm gonna keep calm and get me. That's it.
Yeah.
Y'all better write, poets. Y'all better
write.
write.
But I ain't looking. I'm gonna be all in the electric session.
I'm gonna do a piece. I decided we're gonna do a piece, and I'm gonna get all y'all information. So I'm gonna do this piece. I ain't done it in years, so I don't know if I make it through or not. But if I don't make it through, I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere that you can go find the rest of this piece. And I would just finish and say, that's that piece. All right. All right. So I am the most dangerous weapon in the United States. The most dangerous weapon in the United States. I am the most dangerous weapon in the United States because I understand who and what I am. I built pyramids in Egypt and made them homes for lost souls. I brought back broken bones and I placed them upon Africa's throne. I took my hand and I embedded it into the earth. and I cried oceans for years to come. I took faith and hope and I placed it into the eyes of tortured souls, and I smiled at my success. You cannot imitate me. You cannot duplicate me. You cannot touch me because your fingers will burn from the glow of my face. You cannot touch me because my skin is that of burnt copper. You cannot touch me because my mind is intact with the civilization of sweat, blood, and broken backs. I said my mind is intact. My mind is intact. My mind is intact with the civilization of sweat, blood, and broken backs. You see, I broke the mold when I made myself. And I have the right to do as I wish. Because if I am made in the image of he, damn it, I am he. The first skeleton is me. The first skeleton was proven to be an African's bone. So I stole myself and sold myself to myself, and I never looked back. I said I stole myself from Africa and sold myself to the United States, and I never looked back. I fell down on my knees and prayed to the Lord for change, but all I received were facts. And the facts still remain that I am a race so beautiful, so dignified, so righteous, that it has to be slain, that this race has to be able, and this world has to be came, that you can look out at any ghetto project building one day and see this beautiful race hang. So don't fear Bin Laden, and don't fear Trump, and don't throw bombs of revolution and shoot guns of repercussion. Just crack open a book, my brothers and sisters, and read about your destruction. Because the most dangerous weapon in the United States is not, it wasn't Bush. The most dangerous weapon in the United States, it wasn't Trump. The most dangerous weapon in the United States wasn't Obama or your gay cousin 3 sides removed from the Baptist side of the family. The most dangerous weapon in the United States is a black man who utilizes his library card.
Okay.
That's that piece.
Yeah.
I ain't had that piece in years. That's that piece. That's that piece.
Books.
I want to thank Real STL News for allowing us to have this platform. And we're going to go in order. We're going to go Bobby, Happy, then Mocha Latte. Tell us what's your social media, where we can find you, how they can hit you up for bar mitzvahs. Make sure y'all hitting these cash apps. Hit Happies, hit Sir Ervins, hit Freeze, hit Mocha Lattes, hit these cash apps, because this poetry ain't free.
So you can find me on Instagram at free618. How you spell my name is PHREE 618 on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook as well at Bobby Free Williams Jr. on Facebook, and contact me there if you want to know more about my art. Also, I happen to be one half of the host of the main stage open mic that is happening twice a month. We're gonna have our next show on the 4th. It's at the Red Flag. I'm telling you, you get
Where's the
opportunity.
Red Flag for us that don't know? Where's the Red Flag?
The Red Flag is on Lindell. It's on Lindell. It's right near SLU. And you can go on pl-creatives.com, go to the events aspect, and you'll see all the shows that we have the tickets up for. Come check it out. It's amazing, professional venue, lights, all of that. And we have a professional videographer. So you also will be able to get some pretty dope footage when it's all put together. So please hit me up, contact me. You can definitely get at me on IG and Facebook mainly.
All right, thank you for that, Bobby. And what about you, Miss Happy? Happy also sell products. Show them some of the products in the back that y'all can hit her up for if y'all want. She sell bracelet, necklaces, crystals, all that stuff. I'm promoting my sister right now to make sure she amp up her product line that she have. But tell us where they can find you on social media and everything like that, Miss Happy.
Well, thank you first, brother. I appreciate that. And on YouTube, my name is Happy, HAPPYL Sekhmet, SEKHMET. IG is the original ORIG _ DA _ ORIG _ HAPI. The original Happy on IG, and on Facebook, Happy Williams. So all three of those you can find my information on. I'm actually, like I said, a holistic teacher. I got my certification through Healing Wings Institute, through Reiki.
So you're a certified holistic teacher.
Yes, yes, I am. So I have a whole smorgasbord of enlightenment tools, enlightenment ideas. All I need you to do is hit me up as soon as possible. I teach, like I said, ancient and primordial history, which is her story. I teach her story first before we get to his story. So please, like I said, look out for me. I'm coming. I got things I'm working on, and I appreciate everybody thus far. Peace.
All right. And what about you, Queen Mocha Latte?
First of all, I think Happy is related to Pharrell. Pharrell Williams and Happy Williams got to be related because she's happy. Realize, y'all think y'all slick. You know you related. Okay, so I am on, you know, I know people looking on Facebook and they're like, who is Nicole? My name is Cherie Nicole. So my name is Queen Mocha Latte on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram if you would like to advertise. I do charge it, you know. The hustle is free, but the delivery is sold separately.
Absolutely.
So therefore, you done hustled up, come to me. They call me the queen. I am the queen. I done many things. I need you to come on over to Instagram and follow me, Queen Mocha Latte, and I got you. So let's get out there. Ervin, no.
Yeah.
Spread the word in a good way. Thank you.
Yes.
Follow me, Queen Mocha Latte is right at the bottom. You see that right there? Thank you.
And I want to shout out some people who came in the room, like Asia LaStar, councilwoman out there in Jenny's. Nasheed was in here. Jamila Nasheed was in the building. That's dope. Ambitious Annie was in here. Mel Anderson, thank you, cousin, for coming in. Jay Carter, we gonna get him on our next show. He wasn't able to make it in because he's a frontliner right now dealing with COVID and this epidemic. So he's at work, actually working right now, listening to us. Grace Lavelle, he say he and her team, Mocha Latte. Christy Cotton,
That's my
aka
brother. That's my real brother. My blood brother's in the building.
Oh, that's what's up. Thank you, blood brother, for coming in. And my blood sister, look, you ain't gonna get away. My blood sister up in here. January.
I ain't even talking gang stuff. I'm talking gang for real. Came from my gang.
You ain't the only one with siblings up in here. My sister up in here right now.
That's your sister right here. Favorite ain't fair.
Up in here. Let's see. Who else is on here? Sahara Sister Soul, she was our special guest last week. Rod Bellius, Alberto, and just everybody. We want to thank you all for tuning in. We want to thank STL for giving us this platform once again. We want to make sure you all go follow every single one of these amazing, fantastic artists. On the behalf of Real STL and myself, Sir ErvinJWilliams, I want to thank you all for coming in. I want to encourage you all to keep doing this light work, keep being fantastic, keep being amazing, keep living this good life and spreading as much love.
It's a blessing to be on Real STL and didn't kill nobody.
Yes.
That
part.
Non-violent. Come on now.
Let me say this too, Mocha, and I'm gonna say this because a lot of people say that. And I told them, I said, Real STL has this thing called Positive Tuesdays. Every Tuesday they put out positive stories. And those stories not getting the views like the other one, but they doing positive stories. They going to Black businesses, they amplifying Black artists, Black musical theaters, all
they
of
doing
that.
a lot.
They doing a lot. So if you ever want to sit down with Real STL News and sit down and chat it up with them, they are here to push your platform forward. Thank you all so much. You all have a fantastic day. I'm going to, you all stay online, my Zoom host, and you all have a magnificent day. Happy
Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. We're going to come back into the live, so don't you all go nowhere. I'm going to end this, and we're going to come right back in. All right, y'all?
All right.
Yo, come out, enjoy your boy, Sir ErvinJWilliams, with our new episode of Sunday Spitters this Sunday on Real STL News live on Facebook with our special guests, Devron Davis, Kels the Poet, Geronimo Speaks, Shane Brown, and the one and only Knowledge. Hit us up, make sure you follow the page, and peace.